Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Battle here against Toronto Pure, and he is a, member of the, Discord, and also a viewer on Twitch and on YouTube. So he's a pretty good battler and a pretty cool guy, and he's a guy who likes Ditto in OU, and that's pretty interesting. And Ditto definitely carried me in that tournament I was posting a while back in the basically roulette tournament. But either way, he's going to go ahead and lead with Landorus, though, which is one of the top OU mons, as I lead with Greninja. And, this is a matchup that I'm not really sure what to expect. I am a Life Orb Protean Greninja, so I decided to switch out in case he is Scarfed or something. I don't even know. I kind of expected him to switch as well, but either way, I'm pretty sure Gliscor can take a hit from this thing. If he U-turns, obviously, I'm not going to be weak to that. So, I am going to get poisoned to the Toxic Orb, and just going to go ahead and try to set up my Stealth Rocks, because they're just a good thing to set up, as he goes back into Landorus, which, he does get the Intimidate, and, the best thing I can really do to this thing is Toxic it. Now that he comes back in, and the fact that he switched out of my Greninja earlier makes me think that this thing is, just going to be your normal physical, bulky Landorus, which is probably going to carry his Stealth Rocks. He ends up surprising me, though, with a Hidden Power Ice, and it's a thing that some Landoruses will, and usually Specs Landorus will carry to check each other. So pretty much to check your opponent's Landorus, because Landorus is normally a very good Landorus check. But as you can see, my Gliscor takes it actually pretty nicely. He's definitely not Specs, and it is going to be the physically bulky Landorus that I was kind of expecting, as with the added surprise of Hidden Power Ice. So, he is going to go ahead and set up Stealth Rocks. I decided to make him pay for it with the Toxic, which will wither him down slowly. Landorus does not have a very good way to reliably recover its HP, and it's going to go ahead and U-turn against my Starmie, which is not what I wanted. I really just wanted to go ahead and be able to Rapid Spin. And in comes Tapu Lele, another one of OU's top Pokemon, and Pokemon that, along with Landorus, will probably be suspect tested sooner or later, and probably a Greninja as well. But, I'm going to make just a quick note. Last video I said that Mega Mawile was Uber. I was wrong about that. That was Gen 6. Apparently it is not Uber in Gen 7, so I'm going to have to use it, because I've always kind of wanted to use it. Probably try to do that the next battle. But more on this battle, though. He is going to go for a Moonblast, which is a really, really good play. I was hoping that he'd try to go for the Shadow Ball for the super effective, damage against Starmie, and not go for a Moonblast, fearing Metagross switch in. And I was just so afraid of going to Metagross here, first, because if he did go for a Shadow Ball, that would obviously murder Metagross, but that really does suck. I really didn't have a safe switch in against all of his moves, and he ended up getting a pretty radical prediction, or maybe not a prediction, just he figured it was the safest play. So I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. It's kind of a thing that Metagross does, and he goes into Landorus here as I just go for an Earthquake. Kind of doing that in case he didn't go into Landorus. I do know that I can just outspeed this Landorus, and I do have Ice Punch, so I figured even if he does go into Landorus, I can kill this thing, and Earthquake is just pretty good against his team otherwise, so that would do it. I was especially kind of afraid of the Ditto coming in, but no, he's going to wisely use the Ditto as merely revenge killing. So he's going to activate his Imposter. You guys know what Ditto does. And it's going to be Scarf Ditto, obviously, because that's all Dittos ever. And not only does he now get to make me, switch out, and I do go into Bisharp in case you wanted to predict a switch. I figured Bisharp is pretty useless anyway. But it also lets me scout my moveset, so he knows what I have, and he knows specifically that I do not have Bullet Punch on that Metagross. And that's going to be probably relevant at some point. Well, maybe not with this Tapu Lele, but basically now he knows what I'm carrying, and he won't be surprised anymore. So back into Gliscor now, because I know that he is locked into Earthquake. And I'm just going to, I believe he goes in Chansey. I go for the Toxic, end up missing, which, thanks Game Freak for making Toxic have a 90% chance. Because you always miss Toxic at the wrong time. Not that it really matters. Now, Chansey does obviously have Natural Cure most of the time. I decided to go for an Earthquake to test its damage. Now, obviously, Chansey is going to take that pretty darn well, considering the Eviolite. But Chansey's normal defense stat is really low, but Chansey with Eviolite is obviously excellent. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go for the Toxic. Now, obviously, he does have Natural Cure, so probably all he has to do is really switch out to get rid of it. But at least it'll force him to switch out, and it means that I can win this matchup one-on-one, I hope. And he just goes for a Soft Boiled, I guess, predicting another Earthquake. And I'm actually thinking, okay, might be a little bit of a stall fest, but forcing this Chansey to waste soft-boiled PP is really not a bad thing, because looking at my team, it might be the best way I have to kill this Chansey is just to wait for it, and, yeah, unfortunately this match might turn stally, and there he just goes for a Seismic Toss, which, makes me Space Bat, and, I love Seismic Toss's animation. For those who play Twitch Plays Pokemon, Space Whale, for life. If only I had a Whale Lord. Oh well, but, anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and Roost now, that was kind of actually dumb play. I really should have went for an Earthquake because I go first, and I don't know why I even did that. I think that was probably just a misplay. I was kind of just derped. But yeah, then he's going to go for an Aromatherapy, which is interesting. So it's a Choleric Chansey, and that also gets rid of his Toxic Poisoning right now, so I had thought that he was going to have to switch out to get rid of the Toxic. Not the case. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up the Toxic again. The only good news for me here is that his Soft Boiled PP, obviously, I believe is only 16 max. So I'm pretty confident that I can just wither him down and waste all of his soft-boiled PP. And obviously Earthquake only has 16 as well, but I can just keep Toxic Poisoning him if I want to. Like I said, I feel pretty confident that this is a, a matchup that I can't lose. Obviously, my Poison Heal is healing me pretty much. For every Seismic Toss he gets, I heal it off in like 2.5 turns with Poison Heal, so the fact that he still has to like heal to stay in against me means that there's no way he's winning this one-on-one. And I don't even know why he's actually still in at this point, because the Toxic is now, racking up. He might Aromatherapy, but that would give me, free Earthquakes on him, and he does wise up and decides to switch out. He goes into Ditto, knowing that my only attacking move, Earthquake, is not effective against him. Which is a smart move. Now, I decide to actually go for the Toxic here, because I figure, obviously the Ditto does get my Poison Heal right now, but when it switches in against something else that doesn't have Poison Heal, it'll be able to wither down the Ditto, plus it's the only thing I really can do to this thing. I know that he really can't threaten me with any of the moves I have, so there's that. And, yeah, he's just going to end up going for a Roost, I guess, to see what I would do, and get his HP back, which is a pretty decent play. But it is gonna cost him, having a Toxic on him. And, Dittos obviously can't recover their health, effectively. Any switch. In comes, Toxapex, as I go into Starmie, a really good double switch for me. Now, I don't actually have Psychic or Thunderbolt on this Starmie, but he doesn't know that, so I figure that I will, at the very least, force a switch, which will allow me to get off the free Rapid Spin and get rid of his Stealth Rocks, which will make the hazards in my favor, as opposed to being shared. Wait, did I already do that? Maybe I did. And apparently I just recover instead, because that's also a good play. Against this Tapu Lele. And, I believe this is when I Rapid Spin. Yeah, that's what I do. I decide to scout his move, and hope that he doesn't go for a Shadow Ball. He does not. He instead just goes for a Moonblast, and I'm able to get off that Rapid Spin, and now the hazards are in my favor. Unfortunately, I really have nothing to take this Moonblast to switch into it. Now, Metagross does resist, and it's the only resistance I have to Fairy. However, judging by how much I did earlier, it very well could be a 2-hit KO at this point. I just really don't want to take the damage on Metagross. So I decided to go into Gliscor, hoping that maybe he can take a Moonblast after the Poison Heal, but doesn't seem that way. And I really want to keep Gliscor around because I know that it can win one-on-one against Chansey. So I decided to go to my own Lele, and I know that this Moonblast would probably be a 2-hit KO, but my Tapu Lele is timid, max speed, and at worst this is a speed tie, and he wins it. I swear this is the third time, I think, I've lost a max speed Tapu Lele speed tie, and I'm super pissed about it. And you know what, looking back on it, that's huge. Obviously, if I would have been able to get rid of his Tapu Lele, I would have been in great shot, space, And you know what, I had to do it. I had to sack something. My best shot was to be able to take down his Tapu Lele with mine. So I don't really regret the play. Just regret the outcome. So anyway, yeah, I just go for an Earthquake, and yeah, it ends up being okay because he goes into Toxapex, which are one of the Pokemon I was hoping I would get, and I decided to switch out. I don't really remember why, because I could have just finished this thing off. It might have been because I didn't want to give him a free Revenge kill switch into Ditto. Instead I go into Starmie, oh, that's right, I go into Starmie figuring that he's going to go for the Scald, and the worst thing he can do is Burn, which of course he does get, but I do have Natural Cure. And I do that because I want to get a Recover off of this thing, because I'm pretty confident in my Starmie's ability to take a hit from Tapu Lele, as long as he doesn't go and, lock himself into Shadow Ball, which I still pretty sure he has. But yeah, he's going to go into Tapu Lele as I get off a Recover, and yeah, I decided to just scout his move. I'm pretty sure that he's going to continue using Moonblast at this point. He doesn't want to go for Psychic because he knows I still have my Greninja, which is a Dark type, and obviously immune to Psychic. So, and also plus Starmie resist and Metagross X4 resists. So Moonblast is probably the best play, although he could still use Shadow Ball. He doesn't quite give me the Moonblast. He's going to give me a hit on this Tapu Lele with Scald. Unfortunately, I do not get the burn, which would have been actually kind of nice to get the residual damage off on this Lele, which can't heal. But them's the breaks, and I really have no switch in for this, so I have to sack something. And it's going to be Starmie, I guess, and down goes Starmie. Very, very sad. Oh well, so in comes Metagross now. As I said, he's locked in a Moonblast, and he can't kill Metagross quite still. Unfortunately, I am down like 5-3, so he has the advantage here, obviously, just because he has some revenge killers in Ditto and Tapu Lele. And even if I kill a Pokemon like this, he's going to let me kill Toxapex here. But now he's going to obviously get a matchup that benefits him. And all of that because of a stupid Tapu Lele speed tie that I lost again, and I really should just stop trying, but I had to. I just had to. Anyway, so in comes a Ditto again, and one of the rare times when you're not actually using, what is it? You're not using Salazzle that you're going to see a poison steel type, and as you can see, it still does damage against it. But yeah, just going to go out into my Greninja, hoping for the Ice Punch, and I do get it, thankfully. Like I said, you thought I was going to go into Gliscor. I decided to make that switch, and it ends up being really nice for me. I do have Hidden Power Fire on this Greninja, so I'm just going to go for that. And as he goes into his own Metagross, which is pretty excellent, I was going for it to hit, his Ditto Metagross, and ends up hitting this thing. And he is going to Mega Evolve, but is not going to be fast enough against Greninja, who is faster and is able to take this thing out. So my Greninja is now Fire type, though, as he goes into Tapu Lele, and I'm like, okay, he might just go for a Psychic here, because he does have the weird terrain up, and that's going to boost Psychic moves. I am not a Dark type right now, and furthermore, I'm a Fire type, so I'd actually resist the Moonblast. So I'm thinking, okay, I have to predict the Psychic here. Either way, go into Gliscor, I guess. You know what, I was just sacking Gliscor. I realized I had to sack something. He does indeed go for this Psychic. I guess I could have went into Metagross, but I don't know how well I would have taken a Psychic in the weird terrain on Metagross. It's X4 resisted, but obviously it's going to be a super hard-hitting hit. And I'd have to survive 2, obviously, because it is Scarfed. And that sucks. But, yeah, I'm just going to go into Greninja again now. And losing Gliscor obviously sucks, because now this Chansey, the only way you can really take it down is Metagross. And, yeah, not even a Hydro Pump is going to damage it, because it's a pretty good special bulk. And I'm just going to go to Metagross, as he goes for a Soft Boiled. And, yeah, I'm just going to go for a Meteor Mash. It's my strongest move. He doesn't really have a way to resist it at this point. And, he ends up going back into Tapu Lele, so I'm finally going to be able to get that thing down. Unfortunately for me, he still has that Scarf Ditto, and that is going to win it for him, because once this Tapu Lele goes down, yeah, he's going to be able to Imposter into my Metagross and lock himself into Earthquake. Now that I lost Gliscor, like I said, he just needed me to lose one Pokemon. He basically had it at that point, unfortunately, because now that I lost just one Pokemon, I can't really do anything about this Earthquake. So it was a really well-played match, and still kind of salty about that Speed tie miss. Sorry, well, not really miss, but Speed tie loss on my part, because I really think if I would have won that Speed tie, considering how much he was able to harass me with Tapu Lele, might have gotten it. But, them's the breaks, and RNG be RNG, and it was a fun match. It was really well played on both sides. And, yeah, just some fun there. So today's question of the day is, well, they released Mega Beedrill and Mega Mawile, recently, and, of course, we still have the Megas that were included in Sun and Moon. There are still several unreleased Megastones. So today's question of the day is, if you could pick one of the unreleased Megastones in Gen 7, which one would you want most, basically? Which one, if you could only choose one to be released tomorrow, what would it be? As for me, I'd have to say Mega Deontay, because I really liked using it in Gen 6, and it's really, really nice, in my opinion. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.